The news broke out today that Rashford is now injured for a few games, so FPL managers have a dilemma with what to do with him. So make sure you watch this whole video to see what I'm doing with Rashford for my team. Hello everyone, my name is Akshay and welcome back to a brand new FPL video. In today's video, I'm just going to give you guys a quick rundown on how my team performed for game week 30. It did pretty well, and also my transfer plans moving forward, as the big news today is that Rashford is injured and he's going to be out for a few games, but it might not be as bad as some FPL managers think. But anyway, I do have some plans, and I probably am going to be implementing my plans that I have earlier on in the week rather than waiting right before the game week deadline. But anyway, let's get into it. Just before I show you guys my game week 30 team review, if you guys enjoyed the video, please do subscribe to the channel and also leave the video a like. So here is how my team did for game week 30. It did overall pretty well. I gained 60 points, another green arrow for my team. So I was initially ranked 385k, and that green arrow made me go up to 370k. So not a huge rank difference, but one I'm happy with still. A green arrow is a green arrow. So in goal and defense, it was a bit of a nightmare for my team. All of them blanking. Kepa with 3, Trippier 2, Chilwell 0, and Botman 1. And even Saka and Maddison blanking with 1 and 2 points. However, the rest of the team did come in clutch for me. Obviously, Rashford gaining 6 points, but he did get injured in the game. March 7 points, Kane 9 points, and I did transfer in Haaland last week, so he gave me 24 points because I did decide to make him captain. And then Isak pulled off a goal as well, which I was very happy about. So overall, looking at the team, it didn't look like it actually did too well, but the points mattered. It wasn't a big game week score for anyone this game week, so I'm very happy with my score and I'm happy with the green arrow. But just like always, I do like to show you guys how my team compared to all the other managers in FPL. So like I said, my team gained 60 points, the overall average was 55, the top 10k scored an average of 58, and then the legendary managers scored an average of 57. So I'm very happy with that. I beat the crowd. A solid week for me, so hopefully I can still carry on this momentum that I've had for the last few weeks with a lot of these green arrows and push on for the final end of the season, because I'm still aiming for a top 100k finish. But now the fun part of the video, which you guys are probably here for. So the transfer options that I'm thinking about to do for my team. So I've got two options here. With the Rashford news that's come out, he's going to be out for a few games, but like I said at the start of the video, it might not be as bad as FPL managers think, because he'll be out for one game, obviously game week 31, but then Man United play 3 times before their next Premier League game. So they've got their Premier League game, then they play in the Europa League, then they play in the Europa League again, and then I believe they play in the FA Cup. So there's 4 games there. So that's technically what a few games means. And of course, during that period, Man United do blank in game week 32, so he's most likely going to be back for game week 33. So technically, Rashford and FPL managers that own him will only be missing 1 game of his. So my point is that you don't have to transfer him out. You could just keep him on the bench for 2 weeks, and if you've got a strong enough bench, then that will deal with itself. But if you do want to transfer him out, because this is the time of the season where, for example, now Rashford is injured, you can transfer in somebody else to gain points just for that specific game week that your bench might not be able to do. So here are the different options for that. You've got Sancho, obviously a direct replacement for Rashford. He is 0.3 mil more expensive, so you're going to have funds available to do that. Sancho did get an assist, and obviously Man United kept a clean sheet, so he did get those points in the last game. But now with Rashford injured, you most likely would expect Sancho to just dominate that left wing until Rashford is back. So he could be a good 1 or 2 week punt. However, on the other end of the stick, Maddison and Leicester are not performing well as well. So if you've got Maddison in your team like I do, for me it's either out of Rashford or Maddison to switch out, because Leicester play Man City this week. Of course, they have a new manager now, so things might be different. However, Maddison has been consistently blanking now, and they've been playing fairly easy teams on paper. It's just Leicester as a whole are an absolute mess. So let's see what Dean Smith can do. But the options for taking Maddison out, if you want a 1 week punter here, Kulusevski could be a good option because Spurs play Bournemouth at home, and Kulusevski's expected goals and expected assists are very high for the upcoming game week. So he could be a good punt to have for a 1 weeker, like I said, but I wouldn't recommend Spurs assets away from Kane for the long term, because Tottenham too have an upcoming difficult run in. So yeah, just for a 1 week punt, Kulusevski could be a good option. And now moving on to Grealish and Martinelli. So for me, these are the 2 big talking points for what I'm going to do in my team. Of course, if you guys watch my FPL short videos, the last 2 weeks for the top 3 midfielders I've recommended, Grealish has been in the top 3 because he's on back-to-back 12 pointers now, and of course Man City have a very nice running coming up as well. They do blank, but they also do double in game week 34. And Grealish is on absolute fire for Man City at the moment. Even in the Champions League yesterday, he played very well. So an extremely strong asset to have in your team at the moment. But then on the other end of the stick, I wouldn't say he's being overlooked because there are people still talking about Martinelli a lot. But his last 7 games or so have been insane. Like absolutely insane for the price point he is at. So in Game Week 25 in the double, he got 10 and 16 points. Then he blanked with 2 points. But then in the last 6 games, he's returned with 8 points, 7 points, 5 points, 13 points. Like, it's absolutely insane the amount of points he's pulling off now. Like, I know he went through that blank stage and then everybody took him out. But it's like a lot of FPL managers, including myself, just... I don't know why, we just didn't want to put him back in. But he's an absolutely incredible asset to have. And at that price point, like I said, insane. But there is a thing to point out about Martinelli. You could transfer Rashford out this week and put Martinelli in. But Arsenal play West Ham and Southampton in the next 2 games before the extremely difficult run-in for Arsenal begins. So for 2 weeks, I would definitely back Martinelli to do very well against those 2 teams, especially on the form he's on. So at the moment for my team, he's probably going to be the most likely transfer in for me. So I'm going to transfer out Rashford. And then I'm going to put Martinelli in. And of course, if you don't have your free hit either, that could work out in your favour because Arsenal do play in the blank Game Week 32. So most likely that's going to be the move for me. Let me know in the comments down below, out of these options, what you would do and what you would recommend for my team. I like to always hear your opinions for my team. So make sure you leave a comment down below about that. But other than that, I think that is a wrap for the video. Like I said, if you have any comments or dilemmas about your team away from the 4 options on the screen now, then make sure you let me know and I'll reply to all your comments. But other than that, if you did enjoy this video, please do leave it a like and also subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps the channel out. But I will see you in a couple days for my Game Week 31 team selection video. So make sure you don't miss that.